Greetings and welcome to Office Hours with Dr. G. I am your host, Dr. G, and I'm so glad you could keep our appointment. Tonight is a very special show. Special because we get a chance to showcase what some of our young Moorish scholars are doing in the world of entrepreneurship. These students are students of online schooling for Moorish Children, Grand Sheikess Prime Minister Durriyyah. And tonight, we're going to present Moorish Youth Entrepreneurs, proving that the future is now. We have three such entrepreneurs, Zemira Simpson, Nehemiah Isra, and Diamante DJ Thomas.
That's me.
Now, these young people are doing some great things, anywhere from creating their own lip gloss products to clothing lines to being a vegan chef. And tonight, we are going to hear from them and Prime Minister Durriyyah, who is the head mistress, if you will, of the school. And we are going to be hopefully motivated by what we hear tonight. Now, we ask you to have your young people sitting by to look at this because we want to inspire. Most of the time, we just have us adults here. But grab your young folks and bring them around the computer or around the cell phone or wherever you're watching the TV. And let's talk about how the future is now and that they, too, can be a part of it. So thank you. And let's get this show on the road.
Yeah, that's me.
Welcome. So the music is still playing. And what you all have to do when my music is still playing, y'all have to kind of like rock with Dr. G. Come on, y'all. Anybody? Look. Oh, it's just you and I. It's okay. There we go.
Yeah, that's me.
I am so glad to have you, young people, you businessmen and women, as a part of Office Hours with Dr. G. And for the next 2 hours, we want to inspire maybe even some adults to start their own business opportunities. Welcome to the show. Hopefully we can get over this echo we were hearing. Welcome DJ, welcome Nehemiah, Chef Nehemiah, and Zemira, and your parents, those of you whose parents are on with you. Welcome to Office Hours with Dr. G. Dr. G can't see, so I'll be putting these glasses off and on so I can actually see the comments and what's being said. But I am so grateful to Prime Minister Grand Sheikess Durriyyah and the work that she is doing with the online Moorish School for Children. And before we get started, Prime Minister, I want to start with you because you know these young people. You're muted. Everybody, no, you're. So I want you to unmute yourself if you can. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right. Welcome, and thank you for bringing these fabulous, fantastic young people on this platform. Hopefully tonight we can inspire other parents and other youth to look at the possibilities. We're in a period of time now where a lot of grown folks are trying to figure out what to do next. And here we have three young people from 16, 14. I know DJ, you're gonna be 15 soon, but you're still 14, and 12 who are doing some really fantastic things with your businesses. I'm gonna try to pull up the pictures. I have a little problem pulling up the pictures, but if I have to share my other screen to show some of what you all do, I'll do that. But Prime Minister, let me start with you because you talk a little bit about the online schooling for Moorish children and these students in particular, and how they got to what inspired them from your vantage point to become entrepreneurs at such a young age.
Yes, well, first I just want to say thank you for having me again. Thank you for having us. And I want to say greetings to all the family members that are here. I'm so excited to see all of you here today and our students. And Dr. Nayola, I must say you look absolutely beautiful. I love your turban. It looks great. You know how I'm about the head wraps. So you look absolutely wonderful. Yes. But I just wanted to say, about the online schooling for Moorish children. Of course, I've been on here before, and the whole purpose for online schooling for Moorish children is a schooling where we can come to, as melanated people, Asiatics, of the Moorish race, we need to be able to connect with our own, be able to teach our own, go back to that old way of learning. Because in today's society, children don't get to learn anything really. They don't. A lot of children want to leave our school and go back to the public school system because they say it's too much work in our school. that they didn't have to do anything when they but just show up. And that should never be the reason why we don't want to do anything. It's because no one expects anything from us. So online Moorish schooling was established in the year 2015. And I started with just a vision that I had that I wanted to start schooling. And I ran the school several years by myself until I met our wonderful Dr. Jazz here. She came on board and started volunteering for us right there. She's now our assistant principal at our school, and she came in volunteering. And so she's been helping me hold it down for all this time. And then we just got to hire this year, thanks to your broadcasting about the school and others hearing about us. And we got to hire, we have 9 instructors now. So we're so excited about that are helping us hold it down. So we're going to thank you so much, because you don't know how much your contribution to letting us come on and talk on your show, promoting us across your screen has been for our children. And I know it gives them a little relief that they don't have to hear me all day. I know I'm the hammer, and I do identify myself that way to a lot of people because I'm very forceful, where Dr. Jazz balances me off because she's more on the neutral side. Some days she can be the hammer, but she's more of a balance for me because I'm that one that drives it in, until it becomes a part of every part. We don't have the time for tolerance or foolishness, and that's definitely what we don't do here at our school. And we know that sometimes it can be difficult for parents who are in that new age of parenting where they think the children should have the voice and be able to stand up to you. It's different to have a voice in speaking and being disrespectful. And our children need to learn the difference, that we're still their parents, we're still their elders, we're still the ones who are going to be, long after we're gone, they're going to be the ones who keep moving things forward. So they need to learn how to respect their elders, how to respect knowledge and information, and also want to do more for themselves. And this is where the entrepreneurship come into with our schooling, because we teach financial literacy. We implemented that program the year that just passed. I personally took a financial literacy course because I wanted to be able to teach our children the correct way to become financially literate. And so in that course, one of the things we asked them to do was to start a business plan, to tell about a business plan that you would like, even something you want to do, something you had going on before, to implement that. And let's get into a business plan. Let's start being able to put that out there. Let's tell everybody about your business, because we want you to be the one to create contracts for others. We don't want you to have to be the one to go to a job. We know that's just over broke week after week and do the highest pyramid there is, and that's working for a corporation where they get all the fiat and you get very little of nothing. And so we wanted them to learn how to do that, how to become entrepreneurs for themselves, how to build businesses for our Asiatic community, and give them a sense of leadership and responsibility. I have to say, for my the first student I like to talk about is Nehemiah. Nehemiah came to our school. That's Dr. Jazz's son. And coming to our school, he's excelled so much. I know it's a lot of things he didn't care about school when he first came, but he's one of our 4.0 students. I'm so excited for Nehemiah. He's our valedictorian right now in our school, so we're really excited to have him, and also a wonderful chef. I'm still waiting to put my order in for those cinnamon buns for him, because I've definitely got to get some of those in. And then I met Zemira, I think it's been like a year and a half ago now, when we first started the business, and she was excited about doing lip care, and she was telling me that she always wanted to make her own lip balms and things like that. So I put together a business plan as one of their assignments, and she did. And she told us all about the name she was calling it, was ZZ's Happy Lips. And our artist, Shamsuddin, who's here at the school, helped her with logos, because one of the things I asked them to do is to help the children express themselves through logos. Because if you can make your business, and you can create your logos, you can create your information, it cuts down on costs, and also it's coming from your creativity. Right. And then we have DJ. I just met him this year, DJ Monte. He does several things. He not only has his own clothing line, but he raps also as well, and he writes lyrics, which I was telling my daughter about him, since she's a hip hop artist and she wants to get with him and see what kind of lyrics you drop, as she said to me today. So she definitely is excited about that too. So we have all these one, and we have so many other students too. Some are a little shy to come on. Some don't really know if they really want to come on and talk about their businesses. They're just not that comfortable yet. But we're really excited, and then all the support from all of the family. So I love all of you all so much. I'm so excited to be here with you and your children. And I have never met Dr. Jazz's husband personally. I've seen him across the camera, so it's good to see your face. But I hear some of the advice that he drops when we're talking. I know he wants me to smooth it out, but I can't do that. I got to stay rough. And but that's just who I am. I don't apologize for who I am or my character. I had a brother this week telling me that my character was not mild and meek. And I just had to laugh about that thing, because that's not what you're going to get here. Mild and meek is not what you want to get, that you're going to get raw and truthful. And I'd rather have that than someone covering up a shiny coat, So we're just excited to have this. And we thank you for bringing this on. When I brought it to your attention, I was like, because this is something we need to do. This is truly our future. This is not just saying it. It's the actual truth. If you want to know what your future looks like, you need to look into the eyes of your children. And this is our future lying here for us, because I know Nehemiah wants to be a chef, but I'm trusting that also he wants to be a leader in the community to the school, because he does such a great job at this. And Zemira does a great job too at the reading. I just really want to trust maybe DJ will come back and teach music. We just want to not only, how you hear a lot of students graduate from schools, but they never come back and get back to the schools. You hear that all the time. With these HBCUs, they graduate, but they never come back to the community and give. They start giving to these European communities. We want to trust that everything that they learn, everything they put together, they bring back, to future generations, so we can keep this thing moving on. Again, we're excited to be here, Dr. Nyla, and I'll turn it back over to you.
So, I had an opportunity to meet Chef Nehemiah and Zemira and her mother, Chef Nehemiah, and his mother, Dr. Jazz, on Wednesday night when we had our little pre-meeting. And so I was impressed. I have a little background on each of you. So I just met DJ, but the information that I have is kind of Diamante, yours is first. So I want to read this. I want to share, your each of your bios, and then we're gonna talk to you. If you don't mind, we'll do it this way. And this is you, DJ. Diamante. It says, I always wondered what it felt like to own your own business and make your own money. I got tired of my parents and grandparents supporting all of my needs, and I wanted to share some responsibilities by supporting myself. So one day I decided to start my own business on Instagram. At first, it was a shoe business called Cash's Customs. I was very creative with paintings and drawings, and I would put them on the shoes. On average, I was making about $1,000 a month at the age of 13, which was last year, 2020. And now here I am in 2021 with my own clothing brand. And honestly, I wouldn't just say a clothing brand. However, I also sell jewelry, skincare products, and I have more plans once my business grows. On my spare time, I am a music artist, or more of a music producer, such as creating beats for fun. And you have a website, Cash Got It All. I'm going to put it up. Cash Got It All at bigcartel.com. Right now, you have a holiday special going on up until January. So want to post that, and you have your social media, Instagram. You are 14. Am I correct? DJ? I think you're muted. Unmute yourself.
DJ, can you hear us?
Here you are. Here's what I'm gonna do. Before we go to you, that's all right, DJ. We'll figure this out. I'm just gonna read the next bio.
There we go.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Yes.
But I'm gonna come back to you. Now that you're unmuted, you can remute. Mute yourself so we can avoid this echo. Nehemiah. Okay, Nehemiah. I want to read this. Nehemiah Isra, the young vegan chef and creator of great goods, plant-based foods, is 16 years old and has been swirling in the kitchen since the age of 10. Nehemiah has a natural gift and talent for culinary creativity and has been wowing the world with his vegan delights while continuing to perfect his craft. He prepares the most mouth-watering plant-based savory dishes and desserts, as well as gluten-free dishes from only the, and it's all in caps, best natural and organic ingredients, never using enriched products like white flour or white sugar, which he knows are detrimental. He prefers natural flours like spelt and teff, and natural sweeteners like coconut sugar, agave, and raw honey. The combination of his impeccable ingredients with his superb talent sets his creations well above the rest. You can view his creations and contact him for orders on Instagram as Young Vegan Chef and via email at greatgoodchef@gmail.com. Nehemiah travels to cater and ships desserts nationwide. His website is coming soon. Nehemiah is 16. And last, and I'm looking at some pictures of this food, Nehemiah. It's making me hungry. And last but not least, Zizi, peace and greetings. She says, my name is Zemira Simpson, and I am 12 years old. I attend online school for Moorish Children, and this is my second year. I am so happy to introduce my product to you. My product is a handmade, all organic, natural lip moisturizer that will keep your lips happy. It helps to soften, moisturize, and heal chapped lips, and the scents are great. It's perfect for all ages, even babies. And we have 4 flavors right now: strawberry, mint, berry, and natural. And there are only 5 ingredients: shea butter, organic ingredients, organic shea butter, organic beeswax, organic coconut oil, organic castor oil, and organic natural flavors. And she's got here the benefits are added softness, enhanced protection, reduced dryness, keep your lips moist year round. Don't forget to drink lots of water. Staying hydrated will also keep your lips, help your lips stay happy. Apply as needed throughout the day. Store in a cool, dry place to prevent melting or freezing. Made in Canada. And then you have your website. You're on your wellnessdepot.com, and then you're also on Creative Fashions by Queen D in the U.S. because you're over in Canada. So Canada, we talked about, it's cheaper to get it over here if you are in the U.S. And you also have wholesale inquiries. I want to say, you all in the who are listening, these are young people. The oldest is 16, and they have created business plans and have. I know, Sheikess, you said that they are the future, but I put on there the future is now. Our young people they're not going to do something; they're doing something absolutely right now that is viable and more than a lot of adults are doing. Wouldn't you agree to that?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I used Zemira's lips, and I go to the beauty salon, and that's where I started distributing them out samples at the beauty salon, and people are asking about orders for wholesale and things like that. So, and first thing you do is your own. I did is my children, my girls, they all, we know all young girls do their lips. They be buying chapstick and all kinds of things, have no idea what's in it, And so when she did that, I said, I want to be your first consumer. And so I made the first purchase from her. And so I'm excited about her product as well. And, all of these children are just so amazing. Nehemiah and I, during Ramadan, we kept sharing recipes, and I got to see his foods and things on, at Ramadan. And I was like, wow, he's really making all that. He even showed me how to make a candy bar. I think it was a chocolate covered candy bar, caramel chocolate bar, something like that. So I tried to go by the ingredients that he told me that was on there. I don't think it turned out like his, but we were doing different desserts and things like that over that. And then, just getting to meet DJ when I went to his store, we were doing a segment on our financial literacy. And I was so impressed he took us to the back office of his store, his invoices, and how he sells things. So these children are amazing. They really are.
Well, I'm having some difficulty for some reason on pulling up any other pages on my computers because I was trying to bring up the pictures. And so if either any of you are on your computer and can bring up your web page, and we'll do a screen share, because if I mess around too much, I'm going to end up losing the show, and I'd rather keep the show going and stop, rather than, so if I know if you can pull up websites and Instagram pages, then we can do a screen share so that we can show. But I'm going to start. I'll start with you, DJ. Okay. I want you to tell us a little bit introduce yourself. I mean, I read your bio. Tell us, in your own words about DJ and your business and entrepreneurial plans. I mean, you're doing multiple. At 13, you were making 1,000 a month with t-shirt. I mean, with
Yes.
sneakers that you were doing. So I can imagine what you may be doing now because you've expanded your line. You have clothing. You also do beats and music production and so forth. What inspired you to, besides the fact that you said, you wanted to take some of the burden off your parents to, and you wanted to be able to do the things that you wanted to do. And I would assume also to contribute. So what motivates you to do all of these things at your age? Let me see. We can't hear you. You're not muted, but we can't hear you for some reason.
DJ, check your headphones because we can't hear you.
We can't hear you. And while he's doing that, I want you all, please press share. Please share. We need more people on this live than this. It's normally a lot more. And I want you all to share the fact that we are on and we have young people, young Moors that are doing, big things, and we need to support them. We need to support them. DJ, can we hear you now? Let's see.
Is that better?
Yes, go ahead. So tell us what motivates you and keeps you
Okay.
going. And
What I was saying was nowadays, such as my age and younger, they all like to watch YouTube. They used to watch YouTube a lot, and my parents and my brother, a lot of people, my grandma liked watching Property Brothers, I believe, and she liked designing houses. She always wanted to build her own house, and it was like I felt like it was a lot on her contribute to, like you said, contribute, and what I'm saying, support myself just a little. I decided one day I was like, I found out I could draw when I was younger. I was winning a lot of art class projects. I was winning first place a lot. So when winning, I figured out I could draw. And one day I saw a video of somebody customizing shoes. I'm like, I should try this. And I started out with washable acrylic paint. And it was the little the square plastic tubes. And I used to take it and paint on my shoes. And I was like, this is coming out great. So I decided to continue on with that. My grandma helped me out a little bit to get started. And it was going well. And then it was like one day I felt like, I was like really struggling with it. My mind just wasn't in the right place for it. So I stopped for a little bit, and then my Instagram accounts were inactive. I wasn't getting a lot of attention for people to support. So I took a break, and I saw a video saying they said that they started a t-shirt business for $500. So I decided, I'm like, well, okay, I'll start a t-shirt business. And I found out I had to do the designs, get a LLC, taxes and all of that. So I decided to move forward on with all of that. And yeah, I just pretty much did my research a lot and found out how to get in touch with a lot of people to create my business and get my products up there, how to get it out there, advertising, all of that. Because a lot of that stuff is really important.
how old were you at the time?
During the shoe business was last year of 2020. I was 13.
It's and so now you've expanded and you're also doing beats or music producing. Are you?
Well, my father was a rapper. Well, he wasn't a big rapper, but he had a passion for music a lot, and I was around it a lot when I was younger. So I never really wanted to do music, so I was really like kind of forced into it. And it was like, well, I've been around it my whole life. I got a little skill with it, so I was like, why not? And the city that I'm from, Lima, Ohio, there's a lot of rappers here with a lot of talent. And I have these big connections. My uncle Sonny Campbell, he has his own record label, his own studio. He helps me out with music a lot. So I decided, I'll make beats, what I'm saying, send it to him and get it out there. And he found out I had a talent for that too. So I do that on the spare time whenever I'm not doing anything for my business.
All right, all right. So, what are your plans to be a business mogul? I mean, what are your plans for the future?
Well,
I mean,
honestly, I don't want to really stay in my city. I actually want to move out, get a property in the country, build my own house however I want to. I watch a lot of videos on how to build houses, so I want to go to college and get a cat. It's for constructions, doing working with big trucks and stuff like that. Because I already right now I've been around a lot of people that know how to do measurements for boards and the angles and all of materials and all of that. So I pretty much know how to do all of that, and they teach that in the class. But I also want to know how to use the excavators and the diggers and the bills and all of that.
all right. Well, I believe that you are going to do exactly what you put your mind to because you've already proven it. You're 14 and you're doing what a lot of adults have not yet achieved, and I want to applaud you. Just for the way you're handling your business and also the maturity. Prime Minister, it. I know when we had the meeting the other night, you're a stickler for certain things, and like you said, some of the students want to go back to public school because they didn't have to do anything. They probably didn't have to study as much. They didn't have to watch their diction and any of those things. And it's really good that these are things that you instill in the students at the online schooling for Moorish children. I appreciate that. If my children were still children, I'd have them in your school.
We appreciate that also, and I know it gets irritating to them when I'm correcting them, but it's so important because if we're going to speak this language that they consider English, we need to speak it correctly because we're the creator of all things. So I'm sure we created this language for others to speak. And so therefore we should be the ones to speak it most proudly. So we need to speak it correctly. Absolutely.
Absolutely. Now I don't know whether were you able to pull up
I
the
didn't. Yes, I can go ahead and I'll pull the pictures. I didn't know if you was going to send me to share. I didn't know because we were messing around with the
we're open right now where we can share if you have
okay, let me
page
go to
to share.
pictures. All right,
Pull
I'll
up,
go to the pictures. Yes, I'll go to pictures on my computer. Oh wait, they're on the other computer. How do I? I have to put them to the email. I can probably share them on a on a. You know what? I'll share them on the document that I sent you.
Okay.
I can go to that email and do it that way. I'll do it that way. Yes.
Okay. All right.
All right.
We
So
just want to show a little bit of what they're doing. And in the meantime, yeah, I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna go male, female, and I'm gonna end up with you. And then we're gonna round robin and talk about it. Zemira, how are you today?
I am doing well, thank you.
It is a pleasure to see you again. You have ZZ's Happy Lips, and I forgot to bring mine in here with me because Prime Minister sent me some samples of your product, and I don't have it on today because I got my little red lips on, but yes, I have used your Happy Lips, and tell us about you and what motivated you to start a business. At what age and what age you were when you got the idea to go into business, because you're 12 now.
Yes, so when I was 9 years old, I was always mixing up different types of natural ingredients. So when I came up with a simple lip balm, I was very excited because I always wanted to have my own business. So being able to have my own lip balm was very exciting for me. So I asked my Umi if I could have my own business, and she told me if I was able to perfect it, I could have my own business. So I started going on YouTube and searching up different people making their own lip balms, and I found this lady, and she gave me ideas on how to do it properly. And so when I came up with my lip balm, it turned out perfect. And so I started sending it around to my family and seeing what their reaction to it was, and they said it was very great. So when I had the lip balm, I was like, maybe I can try to do this and send it wholesale and get people to buy it. So Prime Minister was one of my biggest. Prime Minister was like one of the people that supported me the most because she has my lip balm on her website, and she supported me and helped me to get the lip balms out, and my family helped me a lot too. So I'm very grateful to have Prime Minister's support and my family's support.
That's amazing. You speak so well. I need to take some diction lessons from you. I, you don't and you just speak, and that is an example of what you're learning in school. Which, by the way, you also do some assisting in the school. Am I right?
Yes, I'm a team leader in my class, and I help a lot of the students with their homework when they need help. So, yes, I'm a team leader, so I help.
So how you enjoy going to school online as opposed to going to a traditional in person public type? I don't know, in Canada I guess there will be public schools also, but how does it feel to be able to stay at home and get the level of training, if you do, and erudition that you get from online school for Moorish children?
It's really good because in a while I haven't been in contact with a lot of people except for a couple of friends that I have in my neighborhood. So online schooling has given me an opportunity to interact with a lot of the different students there. So it's really good, and yeah, I think also I'm homeschooled by my mom. My mom helps me out too, so with my siblings. So yeah, it's good.
How are you, mother? Or your Umi in the background. So how has it, what has Zemira always been as enterprising as she is? And she was saying at 9 years old she always wanted to have her own business. Is this a family trait, or
I'd have to say that she's definitely her father's child, because her father is a chef and we owned restaurants in times past. So from when she was a baby, I would put, little baby food on the table, and she'd knock that over and point at my plate. That's what I want over there. So she was always kind of the one who would go after what she wants. And she's displayed that from when she was a baby. So when we'd have things around the house and she would just grab it, wouldn't ask permission, and she would just take organic things we'd have and she'd just start mixing, and I'm like ready to, look how expensive that thing was. So, but we just let her go because we could see that was in her. And so her father encouraged her, and so did I. And so, she tinkered around with a lot of stuff. And when she came up with a basic lip balm, we thought, you know what, if you're serious, we'll help you out. And so she's kind of has it in her to do that. And she's also a twin too, right? So her twin sister, they feed off of each other. They have different personalities, but the personalities kind of help mesh. And so what one is not great at, the other one is. So they kind of feed off each other too. So at the end of the day, it worked out really well, So, she kind of has it in her to be a business person. She doesn't play around.
That's good. And now, is your sister, is she in the business also, or is she have other interests?
She's not in my business, but she has other interests. She's very good at making bracelets and jewelry. So she wants to get a lot of material so that she can start making her own. So in like maybe a year, she'll probably have her own business doing that.
Well, that's amazing. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. I think, are you looking to expand into other natural products, as far as facial or body care products? Are you going to stay with just in the lip balm area? Do you see yourself branching out and including other products, since you're such a chemist, if you will, alchemist in when it comes to that? Do you see yourself producing other products?
I also want to do body products, like you said, like soaps, and I'm trying to do perfumes as well, because a lot of the perfumes are out there, they have like ingredients where they make you smell good, but then you don't have a good reaction to it. So I'm starting to make different perfumes to see how they turn out. So natural and organic perfumes, and then a lot of different body products as well.
Well, we will look forward to those coming out on the ZZ's line, and I'm sure Grand Sheikess, Prime Minister Grand Sheikess, will have them on her website also. But thank you thank you for sharing. What you say?
No, I was just saying to her that she can show the website that
Okay,
her.
let me share it.
Oh, okay, yeah. If you could share your website, that would be
Okay, let me.
interesting.
I always wondered, Dr. Nayola, is that showing? Am I sharing DJ's screen right now?
No, but
The first
let me
one.
see. Let me share.
Okay, this is the first one. Can you see it?
Okay, here we go. All
You see
right.
I see you. They
All
have
right.
it
So
better than me.
this is your wellnessdepot.com. Is that
Yes, it's a website that my mom created, and it has a lot of different natural products, like medicines. It has a lot of natural products there. And there's also this picture. Hold on. It's this one, right?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, and then there's this one, and then these are the lip balms here.
okay?
It comes in 2 or 10.
Yeah, so it comes in this and this, those two.
2 or 10.
Right. So you either can get it in a little canister or a squeezy
Yeah.
tube to apply. Yes.
Yes.
So we're gonna put the link up, but this is very good because there, like I said, there are adults that would love to have their own businesses that don't have their own businesses. So that is so good. So again, thank you so much for sharing. We're gonna go over here to Chef Nehemiah, the vegan, plant-based, gluten-free chef. That I saw some pictures. When you look at the pictures, are we gonna be able to bring up your Instagram page?
I sure can.
Okay, all right, good. So tell us about you and how long you've been cooking. And I know when I spoke to your mother, she said you do all the cooking, and so that really takes a load off of her. I mean, she's working all day with the students in the school, and you actually go to school and cook dinner, which is awesome.
Right.
Tell us about what brought you to the conclusion that, you know what, I need to be a vegan chef.
I guess the whole veganism part of it came from mostly learning from my father about different benefits of eating a plant-based and the repercussions of eating meat and dairy and certain of those all unenriched and healthy products. So this was really trying to help my family transition from being omnivores, eating meat and cheese, to mostly plant-based.
And so how old were you when you started cooking?
Well, I first started helping around in the kitchen at 10. I started getting more independent in the kitchen closer to 14 or 13.
All right. Okay. And I understand though that you also cater. You've actually, when did you start catering? Because you're just 16 now. So when did you start catering?
Well, my parents brought up the idea, and I had an aunt in Georgia who was hosting a meeting and wanted some food for after the set meeting. So she invited me to come up there and cook for all those people, and she paid me for it, and that is really where the catering started from.
Awesome.
I enjoyed it, so I figured why not do it more.
So do you create your own recipes, or do you use a recipe book, or are you creative in that you say, I'm going to just start from scratch and make, I understand you make some is it donuts? No, what is it? Is it a donut? Are they donuts?
Cinnamon buns.
Cinnamon buns. Okay. Cinnamon buns. Okay. So
donuts, bagels.
It was a bagel. That's what it is. The bagel. You make bagels.
Yes, I do.
He makes everything: bagels, cinnamon run
Dad,
buns,
come on in.
loaves
Come
of
on in.
bread.
Dad, move yourself in a little bit so we can see you.
Father,
I was saying he makes everything from scratch. He made pizza last night, pizza dough. He makes all different types of breads, bagels. He makes donuts, cinnamon rolls, you name it. And he does freaky things with them. You know, like he made cinnamon rolls the other day with sweet potatoes. He cut sweet potatoes, sliced them real thin, soaked them underneath, flipped them over, and freaked us out. They were delicious. You never thought to put that
Cinnamon,
in.
sweet
And
potato.
raisins. Yes.
Uh,
Sweet potato cinnamon rolls with raisins.
I call them sweet potato bellied cinnamon rolls.
Okay. Okay. So I asked you when you were going to get to the place where I know it says you do ship, but I don't know. I saw something that was like a strawberry something. I was like, those are some of those things you probably have to go right there to you and get that. But I'm gonna have to make a trip to North Carolina or something, and
We should.
try some of these dishes. Do you So what are your plans for the future, Nehemiah? I mean, as far as I have a young lady who was talking about she's already got something created, but she felt like she needed to go to culinary art school. I mean, you seem to have a lot going on because you have your natural talent and abilities. Do you with that? Do you have plans maybe to go to a culinary institute, or do you think that you probably have a natural talent that you don't really need to do that in order to to further your business because you've already started your business?
Right now, I feel like where I'm at in my level of alchemy and creativity, I don't need it. With Prime Minister teaching us on the business side in school, I don't think I will need it in the future, but the future is yet to come.
Well, you're like I said, the future for you all, you three, to me is now because you actually have viable businesses that are turning profit, and that you have clients and that are satisfied clients. And so the most best thing you can do is have a satisfied client, because if somebody likes something, they're going to spread the word and spread your business. By the same token, if they don't, folks will do the opposite. So you all have your future is right now. How about do you see yourself? Well, I do know you teach in the school, you assist in the school, and you have a 4.0 grade point average. Is that
Yes.
correct? Okay. And what kind of assisting do you do at the school with the other students?
Whenever Prime Minister is in need of volunteers, I offer my services to teach the lower level students, as well as aid in running our own classes, going over the material, explaining what I comprehend in it, and as well as I taught for the school summer school program, teaching some of the real younger students reading and writing, and I had the pleasure of aiding Zemira in math.
Okay. Well, that's awesome. I mean, that type of, cooperative, like cooperative economics and cooperative education is awesome, because what you were saying, Prime Minister, is that you're hoping that students like you all will see the value in reaching back when you graduated out of the school. Now you need, I don't know, do you think, Prime Minister, you need a college or
well, I've started the curriculum for a Moorish American University. So it's just a matter of now, of course, that's right now, and the plans are online. That's also planning to do that, but we have to keep building and get more teachers to get it in to get started. But yes, I've already put the lessons together for that and started writing the curriculum for the college.
So the teachers, since a couple asked some questions about the school, are the teachers that you have or that you're looking for, do they have to be, I don't know how was it certified through some outside? Because we are Moors and we have our own nation. So do they have to have a certification in a specific area, a teaching certificate, or are you working with those who just might have an interest and expertise that they can share with the students?
We actually certify our own teachers. So that's on learning right here, because I let all parents know, but especially women, we're by universal law, we're the first teacher. So if you're a parent right now, you are a teacher. So we don't need an outside agency or government to teach us or tell us how to teach our children. As a matter of fact, if you look at their schooling system right now, they're trying to take our history out of the school system so that we are not learning about anybody else's story. And you know, that's what we're learning, their story. Here they learn about our legacy. And if they learn anything about his story, they learn how they turned our legacy into a tragedy into his story. So we don't really need anything from you other than the willingness to be teachable. You have to be teachable. We've had some people come through here that just were not willing to be taught. So you have to be teachable. You have to also know to dedicate a lot of time into this. And you can't be looking for a great big salary from us because we are just getting off the ground. We're just getting started. And so we are very honest what we can offer them when they come into the classrooms. But yes, that's what we're looking for. We have some instructors that are volunteers and we have some that are on pay roll right now. And that's the wonderful thing to me about our schooling is that we get to teach our own students and we build our own curriculum. When people ask me why we don't get outside services, anytime you get outside services from anyone else, they can tell you how to run your classrooms, how to run your school, what they want you to teach and not teach. This is the dilemma in the public school systems right now because they're taking the legacy out and calling the CRT, which is critical race theory. That's what they're calling it. And they don't want to teach about us and what we've been through and how far we've come. They don't want that story to be told. So it's only from their point of view. So we don't care if you don't have any, but you have to have those things willing to be teachable and willing to put all you got in there because, you know, and I'll turn it over to Dr. Jazz because a lot of the interviews, I let her run with a lot of interviews because I'm a lot harder on interviews than she is. So Dr. Jazz, are you out there? What are we looking for? There you are. That's my right there.
Peace and love. We're just looking for Moors with a heart for the children because that's what is first and foremost, what we put first and foremost. As long as you have a heart for the children, and like Prime Minister said, you're teachable. We're all teachable. We all learn so much from Prime Minister. Every instructor that comes, that attends to and instructs that online schooling for Moorish children just grow. We all grow exponentially from the star seed, from being there. You can't be connected and teaching the star seed and not growing yourself. It's an awesome place to be. I don't have words to explain how awesome it is.
Dr. Johnson, can you tell us what the various levels are? At what ages do you start? And I know that your grading system is different than in public schools. Could you tell us about that?
Absolutely. Yes, we go by levels. We don't go by grades. And level 0 is our lowest level, which is the equivalent of like a pre-kindergarten and kindergarten. And we go level 0. Then we have level 1A, 1B, 1C. Then we have level 2A, 2B, 2C, 3A, 3B, 3C. And it goes all the way through high school. And what we find, students have to take a pre-test. You know, they have to be tested when they come in for placement, a placement test. And a lot of our children are coming in from the public school system very deficient in math, really poor handwriting, and difficulty with comprehension. And they've just been being passed through from level to level like that's all right. And so it's kind of like a culture shock when they come here because our students work. They work. We work. We learn so many things. They are filled with knowledge and a lot is expected of them. So, you know, do not bring your children to online schooling for Moorish children if you don't expect them to work and if they don't expect to work, because they're going to work and we learn. Yeah.
Oh, have you had any students still in their system though, but have you had any students graduate from the school and decided they wanted to go to one of their colleges and be accepted in based on on the having been a part of the online school for Moorish schooling for Moorish children?
Prime Minister, you would probably know that better than I would.
Yes, we had one student so far since we started in 2015 that actually ran the course and left here to go to another school. She wanted to be on a swim team. And so when she left here, her parents put her in some kind of pre-college courses where she could, finish school here and then go there to go in and start swimming. So she graduated from here and went straight into a swimming program. And I hear from her every now and then, but she's not really doing too much other than that since COVID hit. she hasn't really been able to do those things because, it hit right in the midst of a lot of things. And so, she's asked me for advice on things. And, sometimes she really wants to get really, really, really proficient at doing her math right now. She's learning trig, and she wanted to be able to continue to do that right now. And she doesn't have anyone to help her with that. So we just hired a math instructor, Brother Eureka, who he was supposed to come back on the 17th, but I haven't heard back from him yet, who is actually very good in math. And so he's taking on the math for all of those students, as Dr. Jazz has said, that we have a lot of our students, when they take the pre-test, and we find that 97% of our students, and this is very awful to say, but 97% of our students fail the math. And a lot of them come in reading with the ability to read, but they don't pause at commas, they don't stop at periods, and they don't comprehend the material. So it's one thing to read something and just run through it. It's another thing to actually obtain what you read. And a lot of our students are not able to have that retention. And we're reading because they're taught as long as you can run through the words, it doesn't matter if you can comprehend them, which is a false. It's a farce for anyone who believes that. Because if I tell you to read something and then I ask you, what did you just read, and you have no idea, then all you did was read the words on the page. So the thing that we focus on here is comprehension, which is so important. Once you obtain comprehension, you can read anything, and be able to comprehend what it means. But you have to be able to take the time to do it. I know today in class, students were getting irritated with me because they kept saying, some of them have caught on to it's A. And I don't really know where in the school system that students started saying, But Dr. Jazz and I was having a conversation about that, because a lot of students say, like the short sounding U. So today I was asking them on the paper, where do you see at on the paper? Do you see any U's by themselves? And they were getting a little irritated, I know, but it was fun. It was like, A, like that. But they're going to appreciate it later on, that when you're reading something, you need to read the words that's on the page. And I hear a lot of parents say that too, like yeah and yeah and no. So no matter how hard did I do in the classroom, if I give it in the classroom and the students are not doing it at home, like saying kids and guys and all of those terms, and it's not being done in the home, it makes our job harder in the classroom. Because then in the classroom, I'm always chastising, always correcting, always making sure they're saying the right thing. So I really ask the parents to please help us, because we all have to be teachable and learning. Some of us have learned some very bad behaviors in those classrooms and in those settings. And if someone is not looking out at your best interest, they don't care if you're saying the word correctly or not. They'll use a term like, oh, that's the slang, or that's how them people speak, and all those kind of things. Those terms, and words are words, and they do have meanings behind them. So we need to make sure that we're making sure that they comprehend those meanings of those words. So it's really important to do that. But I do want to ask each one of my students, if you don't mind, Dr. Naila.
No,
I've been financial literacy. Can you tell me, starting with you, DJ, what you've learned in our financial literacy program? I'll be really excited to know what you've learned in our financial literacy program since you've been here. You've only been with us since what, September? You're muted, DJ.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. In financial literacy, sorry for the but I learned really doing the invoices really boosted me, and it helped me update my invoices, because my invoices, the invoice that you saw was way different from my actual invoice. So that helped me out a lot. Also, today going over some of the vocabulary was helpful. I also need to study that too, because that reading over some of those gave me a little bit of knowledge. Then I figured out that I needed to study them a little bit more, because I felt that they would be very important.
Absolutely. So you see, it's not just about putting a business together, but you have to know the vocabulary of that, what you're doing in those businesses, and words you don't want to come across, words that you don't know. But if you come across a word that you don't know, what do we do at our school, DJ? What do we do if we don't know that word? Are you
We
still
look
with
it
us?
up.
Absolutely. Look it up. And I shared with them, I was in this board meeting, and I couldn't remember the word now. I used to, on top of my head, this woman had said this word right off the top of her, like she was just speaking. And I'm really good with words. I was like, I kept going over it in my head and seeing if the computer in my head would go off with the word. And so I picked up, and they say they laughed because I never
Yeah.
picked up phone in the meeting. I picked it up and they was like, "What are you doing?" I said, "Looking it up." And they just fell out laughing. I said, "Y'all can see and act like every word that come across this table, y'all know what it means. But if I don't comprehend it, I'm going to look it up." And they just got so tickled, and all of them said, "Well, what did it mean?" Because half of them sitting in that room had no idea what she was saying. They was just sitting there. You know, you do the nod and have no idea what they talking about. You never going to put nothing past my head. And I know that's what she thought she was doing. But no, I went on and looked that word up. So that's exactly what I teach the students. Never be in a situation. Hold it right there in this age. Look it up. Absolutely. All right. Zemira, what about you, Zizi? Happy Lips. Tell us what you've learned so far in our financial literacy.
Financial literacy has helped me a lot because before I actually even started financial literacy, I didn't know what finances was, marketing, and how to sell my product properly. So financial literacy helped me a lot. So yes.
All right. How about when you wrote your business plan? Did it help you give you a what you would consider like a graph or table to help you do your business plan on the
Yes.
business plan?
Yeah. To me, it was really hard, but then I had my family support and they really helped me out and they helped me to understand how to do it. And so the financial literacy plan helped me a lot and taught me some stuff that I didn't know before.
And it was a wonderful business plan. That's why I brought it up, because it was great. It was a great business plan. So up to you and your family for that. Let's go to Chef Nehemiah. Everything I put in for him, I always say chef because I think about Nehemiah and food all the time. So he's going to do great things with it because it just fits in so well. Nehemiah, what about you?
I think simply being put in a position where we have to think about it. We have to bounce ideas off. We have to come up with a business plan. We have to figure out what we want. Helped us push to make it a reality.
Absolutely. And so, financial literacy is not just a word. And, one of the things I share with the students is, most of them, and we had this video and I was laughing with the children about it, especially level 2A and 2B, so our mid-level students, because on you all taking your financial literacy test, I think it is this week, Thursday. And one of the things is this video is called What the Rich Teach Their Children About Money That the Poor Do Not. And so a lot of looking at that brought a lot of reality to the conversations that we have with our children around the table, and I share with the children when I was a young sister, I remember me having a challenge at home because I ate differently than my family. And I was a cook like Nehemiah, very much like Nehemiah. I started at 7 years old in the kitchen. And by the time I was 9, my mother just turned it over to me like it was literally my kitchen. Like she had no reason to go back in the kitchen at age 9. And so I learned how to create meals for myself because I didn't eat flesh. What people call meat is not meat, it's flesh. You got to get that right. It's flesh, is not meat. But I didn't eat flesh. And so by me not eating flesh, I had to learn how to cook for myself. And my mother said to me, if you're not going to eat what's in this house, then you need to find a way to buy what you want to eat, because until then, you're going to eat what's here. Well, she wasn't wrong because she was providing for us. So she was providing the food. And if I didn't want to eat what she wanted, I need to find a way to eat it. So what I did was started my own little businesses. And that's what I share with the children. I had my own little businesses when I was young. The first business, I was really good with hair because I had sisters. I had 4 sisters. And so I started braiding all, back then we had the bushes. So I was braiding all the bushes hair. And then, the hot comb was real famous back then for Easter, Christmas, and all that. I could work that hot comb on the little sister's hair and do all the little fancy things. So I had my own little business, my own little flyers when I was younger doing that. I started doing things like that, cooking. Then I started making clothes, what they call Easter. People would pay me for Easter clothes. They would pay me for school clothes. So I just started my own little businesses. So I had to find out about financial literacy at a very young age. Not that my parents put it on me, is that I didn't have a choice. And with our students, I don't want them not to have a choice. I want them to be able to take the time to figure out, because we know all businesses, have some type of go and sometimes they don't. But most of the time, if they don't go, is because we don't support it. And I want them to learn how to know now how to be successful. You don't have to have trials and failures. You can be successful if you started off the right way and passionate about what you do. And for all of these students here so far, you hear the passion in what they do. And so we should be supporting that. And that is what, like I told DJ, I want to order from him, or he, I want to order his t-shirts, sweatshirts, whatever. Get the lip balm. I'm trying to help her push that. And I'm with Nehemiah to start sending me snacks because I don't eat any gluten products. And so I need a chef, my own personal chef. And, I'm looking to be at the point where I have a personal chef that, Nehemiah can send one of his staff workers down to contracts and work for me to do events and things like that. So I'm looking to use the community that we have to kind of keep enhancing it and to build on what we have here already. So we're looking to do great things with our students in our school. And with your help, Dr. Nayela, pushing it and talking about our school and posting it, we really appreciate you so much because it's a real big help to us to get us on the road where we need to be.
Thank you. I am trying to put up a banner. Nehemiah.
I apologize. That was Nehemiah. Did you check? Yes.
Yes, Nehemiah. You didn't put your Instagram up. I was hoping you would put some of your pictures up.
Yes. 1 second.
I tried to share, but it wouldn't let me. Sean helped me pull it up, but I got the pictures, but it's not coming across the screen for some reason. See, these children are more savvy than we are with these computers.
Get it up. Okay.
So while Nehemiah is going, oh, go ahead. You got it, Nehemiah.
Okay, here we go. Okay.
There we are.
Okay, so tell us what we're looking. I know we're looking at cinnamon. Oh, now we're not. Okay.
The aforementioned cinnamon rolls, yes.
Okay. So the other picture was before they were baked, I'm assuming. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
And these are before the icing. Let's get to the icing.
What's this in the middle? Yeah, what's that?
Yes.
These are the sweet potato bellied ones.
Oh, they look so good. Oh my god.
Oh, they're delicious. Oh my gosh.
Potato belly. Oh my.
And see, on my gluten diet, I'm allowed to have sweet potatoes. I cannot wait to get them rolls. I'm not ordering.
This is one of the favorite things I made, which were deep dish vegan pizzas.
Okay. They like cheese. Is that like the?
That is vegan cheese, yes.
Okay.
And he makes the crust out of spelt flour, which is so good. The texture of it is awesome.
I believe this one is a cheeseburger pizza. It's got doesn't have tomato sauce. Instead, it has, I believe, closer to a honey mustard as the base, with tomatoes, red onion, some Beyond Meat, and lettuce. Actually.
Okay, on the pizza. All right, that's different.
Got some.
I was looking through. This is Umi. I was looking through some of the comments, and one of the brothers or the sisters typed alchemy because he mentioned alchemy, and they put a question mark. And that creativity that you hear, that's the alchemy. He started out by mixing spices because he saw his sister season some tuna in a different way, and then he got into spices and the creativity, the things that he thinks of to mix together that you wouldn't think would go together just end up being awesome. I was telling Dr. G when we spoke on Wednesday that once he got into ice cream at one point, we bought him an ice cream maker and he made pizza flavored ice cream. And it sounds weird, but it was so good. It was vegan, right, with coconut milk. It was so good. Pizza flavored ice cream.
Explain what you're showing.
This was the wedding cake I told you about on Wednesday.
Okay, strawberry cake. Okay. And that was a vegan cake. You ate for your
yes. It's got I believe this is a cinnamon vanilla cake with coconut cream frosting. It's got strawberries, blackberries, and raspberries all on the outside. Yeah.
You had the vegan cheesesteak down there too. I saw that.
The perfect biscuits. Don't bypass the biscuits, boo boo.
There was a time where I got really, well, I guess obsessed might be the best word here,
Yes.
with making perfect vegan biscuits with a lot of,
Oh boy, the biscuits.
We had fun with his obsession.
it took weeks till I finally had a product that I was so satisfied with.
I had to postpone my fast like 7 times. I was like,
You had the taste test. Let's see.
There's that other ice cream with the strawberries and yes, that ice cream.
Strawberry ice cream topped with strawberries and raisins. Yes.
And then you make the ice cream.
Yes, I have an ice cream base recipe, which I basically just add mix-ins to. Whatever flavoring, whatever toppings get mixed into whatever to the same base,
Coconut milk base?
except for the chocolate.
Is it coconut milk?
it's all coconut based, right?
Yes, coconut, pretty much any dairy-free vegan milk substitute. I use half and half. Oh, here goes the pizza ice cream.
That's pizza.
Fresh basil. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it tastes like pizza. So if it was cold with basil.
This
That looks
is
so good.
a
Oh my
cake topped with lemon curd.
Lemon custard cake.
Lemon curd.
Okay, I've heard of
Vegan
curd.
lemon curd. Yes.
that cake looks so good.
The cheesesteak, what's that?
Where?
That looks like the vegan
That is
cheesesteak
one
right
with
there.
No, this is actually when I went to cater in Georgia. We decided to check out this restaurant called the Slutty Vegan.
Oh,
It
slutty
was-
vegan.
had so
Okay.
much buzz. Yes, it had so much buzz, and we were going there to the States, so we went to try it.
And how was it?
And we end up making better.
I enjoyed it. I was really intrigued by the vegan bacon and the vegan shrimp they had. This is a hibiscus pita wrap.
So you made veggie meat out of hibiscus flowers. Yes. That's the alchemy right there.
That's amazing.
You can be plant-based and be healthy. If someone tells you that you have to eat flesh, you should run to be healthy. You should have to run as far away as you can run.
Lasagna.
This is a lasagna bundt cake.
Bundt cake.
Flip
So
it
it's
out.
one of those fluted pans. Oh,
Yes.
okay. And so when you cut into it, then you see the sauce and all of you. Okay, it's inside.
Yeah.
That's different.
That's the alchemy I'm talking about. Creativity. I love it.
Oh yes, that's pretty much the highlights currently on my Instagram. Oh, bagels.
These bagels are better than New York bagels. And anyone from New York knows New York has good bagels. Tell them about the fillings that you came up with for those bagels and the toppings. Do you remember?
That's cinnamon crunch, everything plain, sesame, and Mediterranean, which is topped with za'atar. It's a Mediterranean spice blend that's tangy and herby. And
You did one with
And-
smoked Gouda in there too.
yes, and then there was a cream cheese bagel.
With vegan smoked Gouda cheese was actually on the inside of the bagel when you bit into it. It was awesome.
Wow.
All right.
Well,
Like
thank
I
That's
you.
said,
amazing.
Maya.
Yes.
That's amazing.
This is just a Dutch loaf, loaf of bread cooked in a Dutch oven.
I've recently fell in love with sourdough bread, like the kind that the big ones that they.
I tried to make my own sourdough starter once, and
you did. You didn't try.
I made it, but then I accidentally cooked it. I was like proofing it in the oven. The starter itself, it's not supposed to cook. You're just supposed to keep feeding it. And I accidentally preheated the oven and forgot it was in there and cooked the starter itself, and it died.
Oh, so I didn't know. So sourdough has a whole process with it, huh?
Yes.
Yes.
The formation.
No wonder it costs
fermentation process.
$5.99, like $5 for just a little half of a loaf.
Yeah, people have starters that are like 25 and 30 years old that they've been keeping and recycling.
Oh, really? So it's like something like to say like the mother, if you will.
Yes,
Yes.
exactly. Yes.
And yeah, I recently found some sourdough, and I was like, I like this. And I think I bought like three of these half bags. They were $4.99 a half bag. But it's something about that sourdough.
You still on screen?
Yeah. So, you all, do you all have any advice for anyone who either that might be watching or listening now, or will see this video in the future, and may want to just let me just take this down for a second. And they're thinking about, how can I get started, or what do I need to do to get motivated to get started. Some people just need starter motivation. They don't know how to even figure out what they can do. Anyone have any advice for anyone who might want to be independent of working for someone else, and how they might get started? It doesn't matter whether they're a young person or not, but how about advice? Because you guys are not guys, wrong words, smack my hands. You all are doing it. Anybody?
Let's start with you.
Honestly, I would say. Oh, go ahead, Prime Minister.
No, go ahead, DJ. You got the floor. It's for you all today.
Honestly, I would say there's really no price tag on starting any business. It's a mind thing. And through this process, even now, sometimes I feel like I want to give up because it's like so much work to it all. And I wouldn't say you have to be very, very smart, but at the same time, you have to be very intelligent and willing to do it. But there's no price tag to starting any business for real. It's all about doing your research and having the right mentality.
And then how about commitment?
That
Yes,
comes with
definitely.
mindset. And DJ, we just did you all did a actual activity on mindset, yes? On mindset
Yes.
and financial literacy. Absolutely. Mindset's so important. What about you, Zemira? You have any advice for anyone out there looking to get started?
Yes, I have advice. I would say that I know that there's a lot of children, and then their parents won't let them tinker around with different products. So my advice to them would be, let your children tinker around with things, because children are very creative. So if you give them the chance, they will be able to create their own things and have their own businesses.
And save a little bit of fiat too, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and if you can get your child to have believe in themselves and be able to make their own business and support them, could make a big difference.
Absolutely. Support so important.
Great advice.
You, Nehemiah.
I believe with Zemira, mostly you have to believe in yourself. You have to believe in your craft and know that no one else can do what you do the way that you do it, and that people are going to want what you can do, and that there's a market out there for everyone, and yours is already with you.
Go ahead. I don't know. Did you have something else you wanted to say, Nehemiah? Okay. I think this is a great example, though, Prime Minister, of the caliber of the the schooling that is obtained and received through the online schooling for Moorish children. We need to do more to support and make sure see that more children are able to get this level of training. And I believe it's very affordable, particularly if parents have multiple children.
Yes.
There's an affordability that when you're not going to get somewhere else, and you're not going to get the level of training. So even though we are midway through, what are we considered halfway through the year or school year?
First semester ends on Thursday, December 23rd. I know you all excited, right? First semester ends this Thursday. When
did it start? When did it begin?
We're 16 weeks in. We do our first semester runs about 16 weeks. So we start, I think, like September. What was it, the 9th of September? Oh, the 6th? All right. September 6th. Thank you, Nehemiah. September 6th. Yes. Okay. So our first semester, we're just completing our first semester. They took finals today. A lot of finals today, right? You all had a lot of finals today.
Yes, we had a lot of them.
Yes. Tomorrow also more finals tomorrow. Yes, but we just want to make sure that what we're giving you, that you're taking it in, and it is very useful for you. But you're right, Dr. Naila. We are I'm not gonna say we're trying, because I'm taking that word out of my vocabulary. But we are doing the things that need to be done. When the schools were first set up in 1934, the first Moorish school was set up in 1934, and we should have had them going on and on and on. And I've shared this story so many times about my vision of the school, and so much opposition when I wanted to start. And I'm just so grateful, so just listening to my right frame of mind. And it was so weighing heavy on me that night I went to bed. And when I jumped up early that morning and just said, I need to start writing, and I mean, literally, I was putting together a curriculum and writing and flyers all in one day. My son thought I was crazy at the time. He was like, Mother, what's the matter with you? I said, I'm so tired of everybody telling me this cannot be done. And the most important thing for us is, while everyone else was trying to figure out how to teach online, we already had it made. We started in 2015 teaching online. They were losing their minds trying to teach online. But one of the great things is that we're a community atmosphere with a community environment, and we love all the children as if they were our own children. And they are our own children because we're an extension of ourselves. And so this is what we want them to have, the same love for community and family. You can teach anyone how to not like themselves or like each other, but it's work to make sure their family stays together. And when we were coming up, they said it took a village to raise a child. That is not a cliche. It's the truth. It takes all of us working together to build this community and support it. If we were to do things like our parents did, oh, Nehemiah, you need to stop wasting your time with that cooking and go get yourself a real job, we would dampen the spirits. And this is why a lot of our spirits were dampened when we were coming up, because we were taught literally to get a job, which is just over broke, wait to get some retirement and live off the retirement. And you can never, ever, ever have a successful life that way. So you're working for someone else constantly and never benefiting for yourself. And then you put your children in that same environment, that same rotation year after year. And they never learn to expand or free think or thoughts. They don't get to do that because they're always being programmed to do something someone else wants them to do. And so we are creators, and creativity is a part of who we are in our nature. And I love seeing the creativity of these children. It's just so awesome and amazing to me. Even I think today when we were in discussion, Nehemiah was telling me I was trying to contemplate what he was saying about descendants and ascendants. And that's the great thing about our students, is I had to think about, what is he saying to me? Did I say something wrong? So I even asked him, Nehemiah, what did I say was wrong? Or what did I write down that was wrong? And he said, no, it wasn't what you wrote was wrong. I thought you were saying that ascendants are before us and not after us. And so it was just amazing to listen to the children's growth as well, because you always have to remain teachable. That is so important. We can't act like we can't learn from our children. We can't act like that we're above them or we're high-minded, because that is not the way to be. You have to learn. and you grow when you learn. That's why we talk about being teachable in this school. I know as hardcore as I am, and people think I'm pretty rough, I'm very teachable, and I listen to what's being said. And I appreciate that. I'm hard on my team leads, like Nehemiah and Zemira. I'm really harder on them because, they're leaders and people look up to them. And I want them to be able to let people continue to look up to them and be those shining stars. And so that's really important too. So I trust that people learn from this today, and then they also want to send their children to online schooling for Moorish Children, but also send us donations. This year, we have 3 families that we had to bring in who couldn't really afford the school. And so from my own pocket, I donated one. My son, he donated a family, and Sheikh Bilal also donated a family. So we even take from our own pockets to make for those who are less fortunate to come in also. We've met our cap. But if we get more donations in, we would be able to also bring in more people who may not be able to afford to pay. Even though it's 150 doesn't seem like a lot, and people do pay for what they want, but there is some people, children, who could really benefit from this, who may be going through some rough times. And we want to be able to be here for everyone. In our school, I keep that in mind for everyone. We only take our children in. This school is for Asiatics of Moorish descent. You got to be Moorish descent. You got to have some melanin in your skin. You got to be here because I'm not trying to raise anybody else's children, anybody else's families. I care about my own. Where everybody include everybody else in the world, and I don't care about that. I care about my own people, and that's who I'm going to continue to support is my own. And so everybody else got somebody else teaching them and doing for them. That doesn't concern me. What concerns me is my own family, those who look like me. That's who I'm concerned with. And I keep that very transparent, very real. That is what we're here for. We are here for you. And I want you to always remember that no matter what, we might always disagree and learn to be disagreeable with things, but we are all here for one another. And so I enjoy this school and enjoy learning and teaching. I'm trying to be more on the administrative side right now and have more instructors come in, with the curriculum that we have and the training that we do with our instructors. And after training, we'll be certifying our instructors here. We got to remember we're a nation of people. And so we create our own documentation, our own certificates. We don't need another government to tell us what to do and tell us that we have the ability to do these things. We don't need someone else coming in trying to run our schooling for us and our government. These are things we were doing long before the Europeans got here, before we became colonized. And so we have to continue to take that back, those ancient principles, and put it back into our students' hearts and minds. Let them see what they're made of. Absolutely what they're made of.
Yeah, I think this is an excellent example. You all are an excellent example of what the school is producing. Like I said, you're always going to find somebody who's not completely with it and whatever, but by the majority, you see the fruit. You all are the fruit that's being born from this school, and it's tasty fruit. It's beautiful fruit, and I believe that it is. This is an inspiration for others. And you're right, Prime Minister. We have to. It's not that we're not against anyone else. We're just for us.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And that's too many. For too long, we've been everybody else's caretaker and nanny and wet nurse and all of this time. And it's time for us to take care of our own and to put our own first.
Yes, I'd like to ask some of the parents, if they don't mind too, while we're on this segment, what do you all think so far since your children have been here in our school? And we'll start with Nehemiah's father, since we don't get to hear much from brother. How do you think? What about your children being here so far? What do you think? Because you have 1, 2, 3 children, 4, 3 children here.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, he had to
count.
3. Yeah. Well, we have 7 altogether, so sometimes I lose track. But I would say that since they've started in the online school, I've seen them grow exponentially. I think it's been extremely beneficial. Our older ones that went through the public school system actually scolded us when they found out that they were being homeschooled, and they were asking us like, why did you do that for us? And we just weren't at that conscious level at the time. We had to work to support everything else. But as time grew, we knew that they needed to be homeschooled, and we were always searching for homeschool. And I believe the online school for Moorish Children found us as we found it, and it's been an absolute life-changing experience for us all. Because even while I'm here and Dr. Jazz is teaching in the room, my mother is in the room sometimes, and we all learn. So I'm answering questions when I hear her asking questions on the test. I'll be answering them. I know that answer. I know what the answer is to that question. Y'all wasn't paying attention. So even with the yoga and the meditation, it's just been a great balance for us as a family. So it's infected all of us in a great way, and I'm totally appreciative to Prime Minister and the online school for being here and being available. And I yield.
We appreciate that. Dr. Jazz, even though you're an instructor, and what are your thoughts so far since your children have been here?
Me, interjection.
Yes.
Our 84-year-old matriarch is here.
You wanna come?
Okay, yes.
I
I'd love to hear her input.
Come on over here, Nana. This is our Nana. Hold on. And just to let y'all know, when we exercise, Nana is up and exercising with us. All right.
I just wanted you to know
Okay,
that
Mom.
what you're teaching,
Oh,
Okay, hold
can't
on,
see
hold
you.
on.
There you go. Go ahead.
what you're teaching.
I humble
is-
myself to our elders. I humble myself. It's so great to see you.
Thank you. You too. And I can't say a thing. Anyway, I just wanted to say what you're teaching these kids. To me, it's amazing. It's really amazing because it's things that I went to school and I did not learn legacy and empathy and the things, the science and the revolution of science and all the things that they are learning today. And that's all I wanted to say to you. I just say it's amazing.
Thank you
Yes.
so much.
Dr. Jazz here is really amazing. I'll call her El Perfecto.
That's her learning Spanish.
Yes.
Moorish Latin.
Moorish Latin, yes.
Yes.
I
It's
humble
definitely
myself to
a family
elders. Oh my goodness.
Yes, it's a family affair over here. We all enjoy the school. We're all learning. We're all taking part.
I
And I
apologize,
think
Dr. Jazz. I would love to see your beautiful face while you're speaking.
apologies.
There you are.
It's a family affair over here. We're all learning. We're all taking part. And I think that's one of the great beauties of online school. When the children learn health, they learn about yoga and meditation, about eating well, about staying hydrated. They take that information back to their families and they become the ambassadors of health and the ambassadors of our legacy and the information that we're learning, and they take it back to their families. And I think that's awesome. It's awesome. It's a beautiful thing.
Absolutely. Stick around for that. Sister
Yes.
Maxine, your thoughts.
Zemira was warning me only to say nice things about her. But I mean, myself and my husband, we've been tag teaming homeschooling the children from, I guess, for the past 4 years now. And we stumbled across the knowledge of the online school through Taj Tariq Bey. So we listened to him on Reawakening Minds, and at one point it was scrolling. That scrolling is very important, Dr. G. You can never stop the scrolling because there's some wonderful things down there. So when I saw that, I was like, oh my God, I've never heard of that. So when I jumped online, right away I sent a message to Prime Minister, and we chatted, and I was sold on the idea because my children have never been in public school. They went to private school. But at some point, the private schools here in my area in particular, because the public schools aren't very good, they weren't ever a consideration that I would make. But the private schools were decent, but the price kept going up and you weren't getting any value for your money. So I said, okay, well, you can't be paying, college fees for a child that's in, grade 1 and grade 2. It doesn't make any sense. So we were stuck with what we were going to do. And so it was a brother that we know who has 8 children, and he and his wife homeschooled all 8 of them. And so he's the one that introduced us to the concept of homeschool. So we did that for some time. And then again, when we stumbled across the online school, we said, you know what? There's going to be a great benefit to these children learning more about who they are, because when you're homeschooling, you kind of have to keep on searching online for information. And I can tell you that the information that I've seen at the online school, I have never seen that anywhere. Okay. So in as much as we were able to pour into the children, there's so much more they're getting from the school, from the perspective of the information that we're finding. So much so that when they're in school, if I'm home, I'm getting schooled too at the same time. So I've learned so much truth that is just not public information. And when you read the information, you can see why the hybrid Europeans do not want that to be public information, because it makes you realize how rich your own history is. And it makes you realize that you've really been living an illusion as far as the quote unquote truths that you've been told. They're not truths at all. There's been a lot of falsehoods, a lot of manipulation of the information. And when you get to know the truth, there's just no turning back. You just want to know more. And the children are very interested in learning about what our history is. Sometimes it's a little bit traumatizing for them because the history can be so ugly, but at the same time, it's better they know that now than, walking in this illusion that everything is, lollipops and cookies, when really, there's a lot of things they have to do to be able to succeed in this society. So it's been very good as far as the rich knowledge. They've met a lot of great students like Nehemiah and so forth. And so they've built a lot of relationships online. The mere fact that they are in front of a whole bunch of students instead of their mother day in, day out has been really great for them as well. And so, it's all positive. It's all positive. I mean, the only challenge I've had with my youngest son is when he's in school, he'll try to gravitate towards, playing games and so forth. So, you got to monitor him with that's concerned, because the internet is full of information, right? Full of fun things that children want to get involved with. But so we've had to continue to redirect him. So my daughters, they're better. But you gotta keep a watch just to make sure they're staying focused. But there's a lot to learn, and the instructors, they pour out their heart and soul teaching the children. And I'm glad that the teachers are ones who have it in their bones. It's their desire to see the children succeed, because the children give the teachers a run for their money. I tell you that. But I tell you, the hammer has to come down and the discipline has to be there. Otherwise, they're going to just stray. And when they stray hard. So it's all around a good thing. And I think, I guess, the information is just absolutely phenomenal. So I'm appreciative.
Thank you for that. May we see your twin? Can we see your twin, Zoe, and your brother, Jared? Are they there?
You know what? She's here, but her hair looks like this. And so she doesn't want to be
She doesn't want to show us her natural hair.
I know, because she's getting ready for bed, right? So she kind of just lets her hair just all hang out. So she's waving.
They are identical twins. They look just alike. They're identical.
They don't look anything alike.
Yeah, I mean, they don't think they look alike, and they're actually, is it fraternal when you don't look alike?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
They think they're fraternal. They're not. They look just.
But I can see why. Yeah, people will definitely.
Damn it.
Yeah, I can't tell them apart.
Can you tell them apart, Nehemiah?
I cannot. I can.
No, I'm asking Nehemiah because he sees them a lot. Can you tell them apart?
No.
Oh, are you serious?
Not by appearance. Although sometimes one wears a bow and the other does not.
What? Say that again.
Sometimes one wears a bow and the other does not, and I can tell that.
That's hard. That's hard.
And then DJ, you're new, so you probably can't tell them apart either. You don't even know.
I don't think he's seen us before.
No, okay. I think you're in a different grade. Is that right? You're in a different level?
Yes, he's in 3A. He's our
okay. So Nehemiah is going to
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. But we really appreciate the families too, and like Sister Maxine's always there supporting us too. So we're excited about that and our children. And we've been working with your son, and we know that the internet can be very entertaining, but they design it that way to stray the minds of the people. And so we just have to keep our children on track. And I was talking to a parent the other day, and I said, my whole thing is we can't afford, and I'm very serious parents when I say this, we can't afford to let up on our children. We have to keep our foot. We want someone else putting their foot on their neck. No, we have to, keep it down there. Let them know that we care. Because if we don't care and we just let them do what they want to do, we might as well send them back to the public school system. Why would we pay? Even if it's not that expensive to come here, why would you even want to pay anything to send your children here? And we are just not doing any better. It's not. It wouldn't be sense to do that. I wouldn't even take the time and waste the time not to make sure we put everything into it that we can. And it does get frustrating sometimes, but who else can you love more that frustrates you than family? Really, And my thing is that you're always going to remember your teachers. I remember my very best teacher that I liked. I remember my very worst teacher that I like. I remember them today as if it was yesterday. I always talk about the two teachers that I had. I had one European teacher that he was a plantation master for sure. And him and I stayed at it. Matter of fact, when I left school, he said to me, don't ever come back to my history class again, and I will pass you with a C. I told him that was a joke. Being a 4.0 student, I wasn't going to leave your classroom with no C. We got to go to the guidance counselor. We're going to make this deal, because I'm not telling you, because in the books about Moors was about this small. And you can imagine being conscious in school. You can imagine knowing that was false information, and the Pocahontas story and all those garbage. And every time he spilled out, I'd give it back to him. And he was sick and tired of me. So I will always remember him. They passed me. They said the highest we can give you without coming to class for the rest of the school year is a B. I said, that'll be the only B that I have, because I don't want to sit in his lying classroom anywhere. So he was a trip, and I remember that. But he wanted me, I need to teach it the way it is in this book. And the book was called American History. So listen to the name. It was called American History. And I told him this was your tragic story of what happened to us. I said, where are we in these books? And he just got so angry all the time. But because of me, we started our own, what they called African American history in our high school. I was the one who started that program. I was the one who walked the walk and wrote the papers to make sure that took place. So those things are necessary to learn about our story. We have to tell our own story. Why we're going to keep letting someone else tell our story from their point of view? Because if I'm telling this story from my point of view, I'm going to make it sound good for me. Right? And that's not what we need. So I know sometimes we don't think it's necessary to learn these things, but everything we take the time to teach you here is necessary. Absolutely.
Interjection?
Yes.
Dr. G, you've had a couple of requests in the chat for the donation for Prime Minister for the school. They've been asking you to post the link.
Okay, she needs to. Did you give it to me in the private? Let me see.
I sure can. I'll give it to you. I have to go to the line and get the donation link. I'll go and get the donation link.
Yeah, if you put it in the.
Okay, I'll go ahead.
You have the Cash App, or is it something else of it?
They can do the Cash App one too. Sham took my phone. I have to get it from him, the Cash App link. Yes, there's a Cash App. I know a lot of people like the Cash App. And you can go to Moorish Science with GSKS, Durriyyah.com, and donate, or go straight to the website where you have on there that Creative Fashions, where Zizi Happy Lips is. If you go there too, you can hit the donate button there for our school. If you go to the www.creativefashionsbyqueend.com and go to donation, you can hit the donation button there as well. But let me just get from Shamsuddin that Cash App, because I don't know it by heart. He has it. Hold on a second.
Okay. Well, this is I don't know if you all have any other things that you would like to add in these we have about 20 minutes left in the segment. And
I'll interject.
Yes, please.
I was checking out the comments, and someone mentioned that there is not good things in Beyond Meat, and we just wanted to affirm that and say, yes, we found that out. And we do not use a whole lot of processed vegetarian foods. We tend to use more plant-based things like mushrooms, and like how he used sorrel and things like that. And someone also asked about delivery. So I just wanted to let y'all know that Nehemiah does have packaging, and he does deliver nationally. So whatever you want, if you hit him up on Instagram, he will get it to you, and you will love it. It will be great.
Again, and here's his IG is at Young Vegan Chef, and then he has an email here. That's wrong.
Actually, I changed the It's Great Good Chef now.
You changed it to
Great Good Chef.
Oh, so
on
it's not
Instagram.
young. It's not young vegan chef anymore.
Yeah.
The school.
Okay.
Now it matches the email. Great Good Chef.
All right. We will. Let me see. Great good.
You just need the tag.
Say that again.
Did you just need the tag?
Yes, Dr. Taylor wants to post it. I don't. Do you put it in here in this chat right here? Right? Put it in here and send it to
You
her.
can put it in the private.
Private chat. Yes. I'm waiting for Sham to.
If I did this right. Did I do that right now? Oh nope. I have to got another.
This is a different radio.
I saw something here that shouldn't be here. And IG at whatever that why.
$, Moorish.
Make sure I got that right. Right? Nehemiah, is that right now? Great Good Chef, and then you Great Good Chef at gmail.com.
Yes. Yes, it is.
School, so it's online school.
Great Good Chef.
All right. I'm gonna put a little space in between here just so they won't think I've lost my mind. Some space between there.
Just remember, if you all, any of the viewers that are listening, if you know any good Moors that think they would like to be instructors, we are definitely in need of more instructors because the school is growing exponentially. So we can use as much help as we can get because the star seed are flowing in, especially since the public food system is carrying on with requiring the jab and all these things. So our parents are looking for alternatives. And well, so.
Do you see it in there now, Dr. Nayela?
Let me see. Okay, here we go. Okay. I have to create a banner. So, y'all, please bear with me.
Oh, yes. Absolutely. While you're doing that, we'll just keep the conversation going because it's nothing like talking to family, and we really appreciate everyone. I have a cousin. Her name is she's Sheikess Makita. Her name is Makita.
Prime Minister.
Yes. Can you hear me? Yes.
Prime Minister, do you have a PayPal link too? One of the viewers said that he or she uses PayPal. Did you said you have a PayPal link as well? Maybe you can give that to Dr. Nayela also.
Yes. Yes, PayPal. Yes.
Okay. Did you put that in there too?
Yes, I was Sister Makita. It's Tejan's Umi.
Oh no, my cousin Makita. My cousin name is Makita, Maketta.
And Roxy Bay, she wants to know what kind of instructors and what are the qualifications to be an instructor. If you go,
she can send us an email to the email that Dr. Nayela has scrolling across the screen.
Oh no, I was talking about Sister Makita. Tejan's Umi is watching.
Oh yeah, she's going to be when second semester comes. She's going to be helping with
sister
math.
That's asking about the instructor.
Right. No, I was saying if someone's interested in being an instructor with
that Roxy Bay,
that they can go ahead and send an email to the education for Moorish Children at gmail.com. That's going across the screen. Can you hear me, Dr. Jazz?
So here's the Cash App.
Yes, absolutely. So anyone being interested in being an instructor, just email Prime Minister at the email Education for Moorish Children, and she will let you know what the qualifications are, get you the information, and we'll set up a time to talk and tell you about the school, and you can tell us about yourself, and we'll see what happens. Absolutely.
Yes, we're looking for.
She would love to try your lasagna. Sister Monier, what territory are you in? Sister Monier is another instructor. She is also a Umi at the school, and she has assisted us with instructing. She would love to try Nehemiah's lasagna. I'm just wondering where she is.
When this email I just put in there, it's the brother who wants to PayPal. That's the email that he was PayPal.
Okay, there goes the Cash App.
Okay, I'll get that. All right.
Yes, I know that's a lot of work on Dr. Naila trying to put all that stuff in there while she's hosting a show.
I'm scratching my head and rubbing my belly at the same time.
That's how they call us Wonder Women, but that's truth. It's not false. So they took Wonder Woman from our story. Absolutely. Yes, right.
The brother said the prophet said it takes finance. Absolutely.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. To uplift a nation.
Sister Monia is in our
Say that one more time, Dr. Jazz.
I didn't realize Sister Monier was in the same territory that we're in. She's in Charlotte also. We're going to have to get you some of that vegan lasagna, Sister Monier, for sure. Absolutely.
Well, I'm putting my order in for my
so
I just got it. That's what I want to be able to get those and try those out. Knowing I'm getting them from a healthy source and I got to worry about what's in them. And that is the great thing I talk about. I always say, when I get older, I'm always imagining the house I'm going to retire in, and maybe at Moorish Home for the Elderly, because that's another business that I have set up all the information to for our elderly Moors. And I'm looking to put in the downtown Baltimore area. Make a long story short, looking at the housing and things down there for a community. But I want to be able to sit on my rocking chair, and I bought my rocking chair years ago, and I still have it, and sit back, and I want to be in that community, and I want to be able to say to Chef Nehemiah, to fix me something to eat, because my favorite when I was always coming up is I love lima beans and cornbread. So I'll be able to have food and don't have to worry about what's in it. That is the beauty of being with your own, herbal combinations that people come here and get all together, because we have our own My Healthy Way of Eating. And we have a bunch of different little businesses inside of our nation here. And we at this headquarters, we're helping people right now with this COVID that they're talking about. We're helping people I can't believe how well I feel. I'm amazed at it. From Dr. Jazz and her husband, I get advice from. We're helping each other back and forth. We don't need to be going to these doctors that, you may have to go to get a prognosis from them because we don't have the equipment at this point. But we want to raise our own doctors and our own nurses, our own healthcare professionals that are going to tell you the truth. They were on TV today talking about that mess and still trying to convince people, even after they got it, to still take that thing. I mean, what in the world is that all about? And they're not saying build your immune system, how to build your immune system. That's what we need. We need people to teach us how to take better care of this form that we're in. And if you take care of this form will take care of you.
I saw Prime Minister, I saw an ad commercial today, and it was for it was a child, and they were writing a letter to Santa, and they basically said, I don't need toys, and I don't need this, and I don't need this. All I need is and I said, how dare they? They have a child writing a letter to Santa saying they don't need anything but that.
Well, that new variant that they have out right now, they're scaring people to death. And even it's funny because Roland Martin, he been bragging about it, and he stopped wearing his mask and everything. And guess what? He got it. So, so that's the thing, and I don't find it funny. I'm just saying that, don't ask me to do something to this form, this physical form, to do something if you're not going to help me build this form. Because it's not necessary to put artificial things in your body. And this is how we started tearing ourselves down in the first place, mentally and physically. But I have to say to all our brothers and sisters out there, all of you, that what they did to us was a temporary thing. It was not permanent. It was temporary, because what they used was called the eraser effect. You erase something but leave traces. The mind that we have was going to bring things back to fruition. And it's going to be people like myself and others that are going to speak out about truth. And you have to be truthful. You have to be truly unfiltered. You have to be raw and tell that truth. And as uncomfortable as it might be, I'd rather have a truth than a lie. Because if you tell me a lie, I can never believe anything that you ever say to me again. I'm always going to doubt whatever comes out of your mouth. But if you tell me the truth, at least I can say, well, I didn't like it, but it was the truth. And then you can look for some more truth, even though you may not like it. And that's the bottom line. But someone that's going to lie to you on a constant basis and keep lying to you can never trust. And so we want to build a community of trust and leaders. And I just want to say with our leadership program and leadership skills, one of the things that we didn't talk about a little bit is that our leaders get leadership skill certificates. And I believe with the leadership program that we've had with our leaders, that's going to make them very successful in life too with their businesses, because that makes people who are already in charge and already being able to take on tasks. I remember when Shamsuddin first started teaching in our school, and he was like, these children, I came into the classroom and they told me this, and this. And Brother Micah Ill said, oh my goodness, Prime Minister, they scared me half to death when I came to classroom. They was telling me, oh, we're doing this, and this. And they was like, they had to take a step back and just breathe, because then students know what they're doing and able to help the instructor get on track to help them with what they're doing. That's leadership skills. There's a difference in disrespect and leadership. And I think when we learn how to balance it out, with our students, that balance becomes very, very good opportunity and energy that we want to pass through to our students. And I know that some of them may not feel like meditating. They may not feel like doing yoga, but these things are going to keep you without having high blood pressure and heart disease and stress. The things that make you unhealthy in life and take you away from here at very early ages. So everything that we're teaching is a benefit, not only to the children, but to ourselves. Because myself and Dr. Jazz, both, we work out, we meditate, we do yoga, we do all the things. We're not going to teach you to do something that we would not do ourselves and find a benefit in it. So when people say, oh, you look like you're so young and this and that, and you have a lot on your plate, how I get through it is through constant meditation, constant prayer, constant exercise, and always smiling to know when I get up tomorrow and face those children tomorrow, it's another day. With the minds, I have to be very careful that I'm instructing. Those minds are so important that we're instructing, and we need to keep that in mind whenever we're teaching our children. I was watching this show today when I was working on some of my stuff. Everybody was talking about this new show this Asiatic sister had on. And I love comedians. So I said, well, let me check it out. Let me take a deep breath and do a little bit checking out of this show. And it was buffoonery. I was so disillusioned that someone told me to watch it, knowing my character, that you would tell me I would like this show. And the way she was talking to her children, in the mindset of the children, it was ridiculous. I would never talk to the children that way, or my own children that way. I was very disappointed because I'm a big fan of comedians. But it was awful because that show is, they're paying her to make the minds of our children garbage. Like I like to call garbage. And that is what that show does. It's making our children, if one of my children think that they could talk to me that way, I would knock them straight out. They wake up the next day. That is craziness. How those children are talking to the parent and how the parent is talking to those children. Those are the things that we do not want to in the minds of our students. And remember, these are seeds that are growing, so, and then remember, it tells us that the child is as perfect as the mother is. So we have to keep in mind that we are the ones that cultivate that seed. Not only do we cultivate in the womb, but when they grow, we have to watch the bent of their inclinations. We have to watch which way they go all the time. We can't let up on that all the time. We have to watch them. If they're going this way, we got to pull them back this way. If they're going that way, we have to pull them back this way. We have to constantly keep them standing up straight. And they may not like it right now, but later in life, they will understand. They will comprehend the reason it was done. John?
True.
Yes.
Well, yeah. My eldest son is 50, and he still says yes, ma'am, and no, ma'am at 50. So. And I still say, I don't care how tall you are. I get up on a chair and get you if I had to. That's what my mom used to say. She never had to. But, respect, and the children are at a different place. But these young people here obviously have parents who care about their future, because a parent that does not instruct or put their child or train their child in the way that they should go is they're actually heading them for disaster, putting them on a track for disaster. And the parents of these children, these young people, obviously care about the direction in which their children go. And I'm so happy to have you all on the show tonight and have you all as an example. I'm going to make sure we end before we get to the 2-hour mark. We have 5 minutes from 2 hours. And the reason why I don't want to go over 2 hours is because I can do a replay if it's not over 2 hours. I can actually replay this, and I want to be able to replay this if I, if need be, because I think this is an excellent show that not only showcases your talents and abilities, but also what the school is offering. So I just want to again thank each and every one of you for coming on Office Hours with Dr. G. I would love to have you all back. Maybe bring you back in a year and see where your businesses are and how you've expanded or how you've gone in different directions, but still going onward and upward. And just let I'm sure Prime Minister and I, who talk all the time, will let me know when there's some milestones you've reached that we need to bring you on. If sooner than that, we'll bring you back on. And just really, hopefully, the audience is going to reach out to you. We've put up your links. Sell a lot of lip balms, sell a lot of clothes, t-shirts, and sweatpants, and sell a lot of food. Really do what you have set your heart to do, and do it with excellence. And I know you already are doing that. You are not the future of tomorrow. You are the future today. So I want to thank you all for coming on the show. So give yourself. I'm going to applaud you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for giving me the chance to be on your show. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. I'd like to just bring you on and maybe let you host a show or something. I just like we're talking about that. We'll just bring you on and let you, I'm thinking about putting some more folk on the channel. Maybe I need to give the ZZ show or something.
Yes, a youth channel, a youth show. Absolutely.
A youth channel. You're a Moorish Youth Channel. Maybe you want to be one of the hosts of that, because I'm really looking at expanding. So think about it, okay? You all were excellent. You all were excellent. Love to have you back. And as I said, I'm really looking to put others on for other shows, and a youth channel would be just perfect. And this is it. So thank you so much. Again, like I said, we're going to close before the two-hour report so that I can replay the show. They have a 2-hour limit. If I go to 2 hours and 1 minute, I can't do that. So again, thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, thank you each and every one, and we're getting ready to close out.
Thank you, Doc.
Thank you, Dr. G.
Oh,
thank you. Peace and love.
Peace and love.
Thank you.
Peace and love, everyone.
Peace and love. Peace and love.
Dr. G. Really? Who's she?
Yeah, that's me.
Dr. G. Really? Who's she?
Yeah, that's me.
Dr. G. Really? Who's she?
Yeah, that's me.